Hello, hello, beautiful people. We are here for another live, and today is World Carnivore Kickoff. We're going to be talking about the lion diet today because that's what I'm doing for the month of January, and we're also going to be doing a book giveaway. So if you would like a copy, a free copy of my new book, Complete Carnivore, do what it says on the screen to do, which is hashtag complete carnivore. Comment hashtag complete carnivore in the comment section, and you will be entered to win a copy of this book, 400 pages of goodness, at the end of this live stream today. So get it going. I would also like to thank our newest member here on YouTube, RealGal71, just became a new member. So thank you so much. And Bonnie is popping in to say hello. Hello, Bonnie. Good to see you. Good to see you. Just a few housekeeping things that I'd like to start with before we dive into talking about the lion diet and answering all of your questions today. So we talked about the book giveaway. Be sure to hashtag complete carnivore there. I also wanted to share with you, my friend Karen Miles is having a carnivore Zoom on New Year's Eve. So she's listed out all of the information over on her Instagram page. So I have linked her Instagram in the description of this live stream. If you would like to join us, I'll probably be popping on at the 7 p.m. mark since I'm in the Central Time Zone. And you can pop in for 5 minutes. You can pop in for the whole time, whatever you want to do. She will be sharing the link to the Zoom in her stories on Instagram tomorrow on New Year's Eve. So if you'd like to hang out, definitely come and check it out. And also you should be following Karen Miles anyways. She's a legend in the carnivore community, just celebrated her 6-year carniversary, and we love her. I wanted to give an update on my dad. My dad went in for a triple bypass surgery and the removal of a thymoma cancer on the 17th. And he has been home for over a week now, doing really, really well. I just saw him on Saturday. And if you look at him, you wouldn't even have been able to tell that he just had a surgery, like a major surgery. He's a little bit tired, but he's talking exactly the same, just in the same good mood that he's always in. So thanks again to all of you out there for your prayers and thoughts and good mojo that you sent our way. Definitely worked, and he's doing great. So I just wanted to give you an update on that. Oh, I wanted to talk a little bit just for a second about my carnivore community. I shut down the old one in November, and I have been doing some research and trying to figure out where I'm going to be restarting the new one. And I think that we have come to the conclusion we're probably going to be using Mighty Networks. That's the one that Steak and Butter Gal, Dr. Barry, Dr. Lisa Wiedemann, and so many others use for their carnivore communities. So I'm definitely, I've pretty much decided that's where it's going to be. And we are doing a lot of work here in the background, figuring out exactly what we want that carnivore community to be like, because I want it to be very robust and very supportive and have monthly challenges and just so many other things. So I'm working on it. It's definitely not going to be ready for, January 1st, but I'm hoping by February 1st or maybe even March 1st, we will be able to launch the Jenny Mitich's carnivore community again. We're coming up with some creative ideas and names for the community as well. So lots going on in the background. Just wanted to let you know about that. And if you have just joined, be sure to comment hashtag complete carnivore to be entered into the drawing. At the end of this live stream tonight, we are going to be giving away a copy of my new book, Complete Carnivore. Oh, and if you already have a copy, if you have not yet reviewed it, wherever you purchased it, if you could go and leave a review, that would be incredibly helpful. Any kind of reviews are just a great way to push the book out to more and more people. And, we live this lifestyle, the carnivore lifestyle, but so many people out there don't even know what it is. And we need to get this information out to more people so they can regain their metabolic health. Tonight, we are talking about lion. We're talking about January 1st. We're talking about resetting ourselves for 2026. But I feel like I should probably give a little background on me, just in case you're new here. My name is Jenny Mitich. I just celebrated 3 years following the carnivore lifestyle on December 27th. I've lost over 50 pounds. I have improved my metabolic health across the board. My glucose was not even, I guess if I had continued down the path that I was going, I probably would have ended up with pre-diabetes. It was averaging in the low 100s. And after a month on carnivore, it was averaging in the low 80s. My mental health improvements were unexpected, but drastic. I used to have severe anxiety and depression. I had to take medication for panic attacks that I would have at least once a week. And after about 3 months on carnivore, I found myself not needing to take this medication anymore. I wasn't having any anxiety attacks. It was insane. And now at 3 years, anxiety and depression just aren't an issue for me anymore at all. I don't even have that prescription anymore. I don't need it. And that was unexpected. I came to carnivore because I wanted to lose weight. I had gained 70 pounds with my twins. I have twin boys, Max and Harry. They are now 4. But I gained 70 pounds when I was pregnant with them. And I was already overweight when I got pregnant. So the day I delivered, I was 242 pounds. I am 100 pounds lighter than I was on the day I delivered Max and Harry. So it's like a whole person I lost. And I'm feeling a lot better. Here on this channel, I do a lot of carnivore educational content. Sorry, it's 5 p.m. My brain is mushy. Carnivore educational content. I share a lot of different carnivore recipes, and I do a lot of N of 1 experiments. So I do a lot of blood work on myself and then change something or do something and then redo the blood work, DEXA scans, continuous glucose monitoring, all that kind of stuff. I'm kind of a data nerd. I like all of that. So if you're into that kind of stuff, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join me here. Every Tuesday, I do a live stream, 5 p.m. Central. Unless, there's something going on, but we were really trying to be consistent with this. So you can join us. And every week, every Tuesday in January, we're going to be doing an update on the Lion Diet Challenge. So January 1st is the beginning of World Carnivore Month. The entire month of January is dedicated to the carnivore diet. And, in that spirit, I felt like I needed to do Lion. I've never done it, unbelievably. I did Dirty Lion for a couple of weeks, probably the first year on carnivore, but I've never done a full month. And I heard through the grapevine that Anita from Ketogenic Woman was also doing Lion. So we just were on each other's live streams last week. She was on mine, I was on hers, and we are all going to be doing Lion Diet together. So let's talk about what the Lion Diet is. You absolutely do not have to do full Lion if you don't want to. This is more just all of us doing something together, and you can challenge yourself however you want. If that's Lion, great. If it's not, that's okay too. I also want to say, while I'm kind of talking about the Lion Diet stuff, if you can get your questions in, so any questions you have about carnivore, Lion, keto, metabolic health, anything like that. I am not a medical professional, so I cannot give personal medical advice, but I can steer you in the right direction and help you, answer any questions that I can. Just can you put a QQQ or a question mark in front of your questions so that I can easily identify them from the chat? Because we do have a lot of people watching this video, and everyone talks to each other in the chat. So it's kind of hard to pull questions out if I don't have that QQQ or the question mark. So I very much so appreciate it. Get your questions in now. As soon as I'm done talking about the Lion stuff, we'll get over to your questions. I want to be able to answer as many as possible in the about hour time frame that we have. And also, if you're just joining, be sure to comment #CompleteCarnivore, all one word. Make sure it's all one word. That will give you an entry to win a copy of my new book, Complete Carnivore. So, Lion Diet, what is it? The Lion Diet is where you only consume ruminant meats, salt, and water for a certain period of time. Now, if you're doing it real strict, it's just beef, salt, and water. But ruminants in general are fine. So a ruminant is an animal, any animal that has a 4-chambered stomach. So that would be beef, elk, deer, moose, goat, lamb, sheep. All of those are animals that you can consume when you're following a Lion Diet. So there's other variations of this. You can do sea lion. Sea lion is where you're doing ruminants, salt and water, but also like sardines or some kind of seafood. Some people find that that's easier for them to do. And then, if you don't want to do lion, you could do really whatever you want. Are you trying to cut coffee? Are you trying to eliminate your addiction to Coke Zero? Are you, do you want to try a month without dairy to see what happens when you reintroduce it? Whatever it is, pick what you'd like to do starting on January 1st. And then every week we'll check in with each other here on this live stream. And you can go over to Anita's live streams. Hers are on Sundays, 4 p.m. Pacific. It was 6 p.m. Central for me, so 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Mountain. And so twice a week, you can check in with other people that are doing a January challenge. For me personally, like I said, I've done Dirty Lion, but I really want to try my hardest to be pretty strict. I'd really like to just do ruminants, salt, and water. Now, I drank black decaf coffee every day. I cut caffeine years ago because of the former anxiety issue. And I've tried cutting it before for like 2 weeks. I didn't notice any difference, but I'd really like to just give Lion a fair shot for a full month. So that's, I think, what I'm gonna try to do. I am traveling January 2nd, 3rd, and into the 4th. I'll be home in the afternoon on the 4th. So it'll be really interesting to see. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to start Lion on the 4th or if I'm going to start it on the 5th, or if I'm just going to start it on the 1st and just on this vacation. It's not really a vacation, it's a work trip. And on this work trip, just do Lion. It'd be interesting to try, while flying somewhere. I'm flying out to Vegas. So yeah, we'll see. Haven't decided yet, but I would love to hear what you guys are doing starting January 1st. What are you doing to challenge yourself? Are you doing Lion? Are you doing Sea Lion? Are you trying to eliminate something? Let us know in the comments, and we'll share some of those. It's definitely going to be fun. Yeah. I think I'm going to do blood work before and after as well. I think I'm just going to do one of my N of 1 experiments where I do, blood work, DEXA scan, and continuous glucose monitor data throughout the 1 month. I think that'll be super fun. Okay, let's head over to the comments. And if you have a question, be sure to put a QQQ or a question mark in front of it so that I can easily identify it from the chat. Let's just get over to these questions and see what's going on over here. See what's going on. Right when I started, I said thank you to the new YouTube member, RealGal71. You can become a member at varying levels of support, silver, gold, and platinum, I believe it is. And this just helps to cover, any of the testing and data gathering that I do. So, blood tests, DEXA scans, continuous glucose monitors, all that stuff I pay for out of pocket. So if you'd like to support anything that I do there, you can become a member as well. Bonnie said, hello. Jenny, you look so beautiful. How much am I down? Hello, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm down over 50 pounds. Ginger, hello. Room and Row, hello from Arizona. Lots of people commenting #complete carnivore. If you have not yet, be sure to do so that you can be entered to win a copy of it. Bonnie, your book is excellent. I highly recommend it. Thank you, Bonnie. I really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that. Bonnie is saying, I will watch for that. Karen is awesome. She is talking about, if you're just joining, my good friend, Karen Miles, is doing a carnivore Zoom New Year's Eve party tomorrow. So if you'd like to join, be sure to head over to Instagram and follow Karen over there. She's going to have a link available for this in her stories. So be sure to watch for that. And Karen is amazing. I have her Instagram linked in the description of this live stream. So if you want to head over there and check it out, you totally can. She is great. Okay, there we go. Hey, Jenny, I love your stuff. After 3.5 years, I still can't do Lion. Still need variety in my meat. Love pork. Maybe next year. Happy New Year to you. Thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. You know what? I've been doing carnivore for 3 years, and I have had zero desire to do Lion because I love chicken. I eat bacon or sausage, pork sausage every single day. I love pork. But I have my autoimmune thyroid condition, Hashimoto's, and I'm really, really curious if I'm going to be able to eliminate the fatigue that I feel on a daily basis, because that's my main symptom, even with very, very, very low antibodies. My antibodies on my last measurement were under 9, which is like nothing, but I'm still really tired. And I wonder if it's going to help. So that's why I'm doing it. I have to, pull the trigger and just do it. Am I looking forward to it? Honestly, no, I'm not. I like drinking my black decaf coffee. I like eating chicken wings a couple times a week. But I have to do this because the long-term effect, if it does help me heal, like if I start feeling a lot better, I think I'm going to do it in February too, and just keep repeating it until I'm like, okay, I can start to reintroduce, but we'll see. I don't want to make any promises I can't keep. So I can keep 1 month for sure. That's how I started Carnivore. I committed to 30 days. And at the end of that 30 days, I was like, well, I feel like crap, but I'm losing a lot of weight and my glucose is normalizing. So I'm going to keep going. Committed for another 30. And then probably about week 6 is when I really started to feel better. And then I just committed to another 30. And now 3 years I've strung together. So yeah, it's craziness. Hello from Detroit. I'm going carnivore on the 1st. My why is my knees after tearing all my ligaments. Welcome, April. That's awesome. Yeah, I think you're going to be very surprised at how quickly the inflammation and pain will start to clear. Because I can tell if I have a very carb heavy, like gluten-y cheat meal, which I don't often do because it hurts me so much, like the next day or right after, a few hours now it is, like my hand will like seize up like a claw. My knees will start aching. It's instantaneous. It's insane. But my body knows. My body recognizes when I'm eating something I shouldn't. Lots of people commenting, #complete carnivore. Be sure to get that in. Bonnie, glad to hear your dad is doing so well. Thank you. I'm very impressed with his recovery. Not that I expected anything less, because he is very healthy generally, very physically active, always out doing something. He's a retired mechanic by trade, so he always worked on his feet and was always moving around and lifting things and stuff. So he's generally a healthy dude. But I'm just really glad, because that's like a major surgery, But you know how it is. #complete carnivore. Live healthy. Jenny, love your book. I pre-ordered it, but I never received the free PDF about the blood test. Is it too late? No, it's definitely not too late. Send me, I'm going to put my email address here at the bottom, Mitich@gmail.com. Send me an email and I'll send you the bonus PDF over. So that wasn't just like if you pre-order it, you didn't just get it automatically. You had to enter your receipt number and your email in order to download it at a link. But I will totally just send it to you. Just send me an email, Mitich@gmail.com. I have just put that in the comments for you. And you can also always find my email listed in the description of all my videos or in the About section on the main page of my YouTube page. Does that make sense? I think so. #complete carnivore. Sup fam? What's up, Bride's Biscuit? Complete carnivore. Very good. Mighty Networks is a great option. Dr. Chafee's new community is over there as well. Great. Yeah, I see that so many people use it. I was using Circle. And I liked the idea of Circle. It had a lot of features that I thought were going to be cool, but then didn't end up working out, and it was very expensive. So I shuttered that, and we're going to be moving over because it's time. It's time. There we go. Lisa Wiedemann is on Locals, as is Laura Spath. Yes, Laura is on Locals. I looked at that one. I thought Dr. Lisa was on Mighty Networks. I'll have to look at that again. John, Together Strong. Hello, everyone. The Powerlifting Carnivore. Welcome. #complete carnivore. Lots of people commenting. #complete carnivore. Carnivore Helix. Hello, Jenny. Looking through your book. Yeah, you just got it. Super exciting. Let me know what you think. And of course, if you have a copy and you haven't reviewed it yet, please go and review it wherever you purchased it online. It's a big, big help for me as an author, but also in pushing out the carnivore information to other people. If the book gets well reviewed and reviewed a lot, they'll push it out. The algorithms will push it out more. Also, don't forget to give this live stream a thumbs up. Great point, Room and Row. There we go. Complete Carnivore, but I have a copy already. I just want the PDFs. LOL. That's totally fine. If you want another copy that you could give away, make sure you comment #CompleteCarnivore, all one word. I'm using the StreamYard giveaway tool, and the only way it recognizes it is if you comment it that exact way. Has the live started? Nothing is happening on my screen. Yes, the live has been going for 19 minutes. 19 minutes. There we go. Got it all figured out on that end. All right, I am going to go through. We have a lot of comments here. I want to make sure. There we go. Question, and thank you for putting QQQ because I immediately identified it. I love you. How do you prepare your beef? Do you use any butter or tallow? So that's a great question. During the Lion Diet experiment, I'm only going to be using tallow. I'm going to try my best to not do any kind of butter. Typically, though, when we're doing beef, it depends. If we're doing a steak in the cast iron, my husband likes to do bacon grease or a mix of bacon grease and butter. Sometimes he will do tallow if we have it laying around, but it just depends. So, but for this time around, I air fry it sometimes. If I'm really in a hurry, I air fry a steak. Flank and short ribs, I do in the air fryer. Ground beef just in a pan, and I'll do maybe a little bit of bacon grease, but I'll be using tallow. I have like 2 huge bags, big gallon-sized freezer bags of trimmings, fat trimmings from the different prime ribs and stuff. I bought up a ton of prime rib this Christmas season because it was only $6.99 a pound, and all you have to do is cut that into steaks. So I probably bought like 8 of those, and they had a lot of extra fat on them. So I'm going to be rendering some tallow probably tomorrow and New Year's Day in order to have something to cook with. Here you go. Hey, Jenny, was just in the middle of second video with Anita in the Lion Diet, planning on starting with you ladies. However, be coffee-free by the 3rd. Love it. 824 diagnosed with Hashimoto, so hopefully Lion will help. Yeah, I'm hoping for that too, because I need some help. Now, I will say that I've been working so hard on my Hashimoto's protocol and building a protocol for myself. And I've been incorporating a lot of stuff, trying out a lot of different things. And my fatigue has improved. It has. And I will definitely share with you everything that I've done in a future video once I figure it all out. But I think this is going to take it to the next level. Bride's Biscuit is going to be doing a modified line, more like just ground beef and black coffee. Love it. Some are doing sea lion diet, some are traditional carnivore, others ketovore, just looking at clean whole food diet. Yes, totally agree. Okay. Sandir 6988. I'm day 4 dirty lion, still have coffee, butter, spindrift, but I'm hoping to get relief from the arthritis in my hands. Fantastic. I love that. Hi, Jenny from Joliet. I made your prime rib yesterday. Yum. Yay. I love that recipe. We have my husband literally like 30 minutes ago just salted, and we always cover it in salt and then put it in the fridge overnight, the prime rib that we're eating for New Year's tomorrow. We eat prime rib on New Year's every year. Usually we also have crab legs, but king crab legs are just way too expensive because the population has been decimated by warm oceans for the past few years. So we're not eating those right now. And I don't like any other kind of crab. King crab are huge, so it's less work to get the shell off. I know this is a hashtag first world problem, like, oh my God, so sad, when. But snow crab and all the other crab, little things, you have to do a lot more work for less reward. And I don't like that. I don't like that ratio. So we're not doing it, but just the prime rib. And this will be like the 4th time we've had prime rib this month because we've bought so much of it. All right, let's see here. I'll probably stick to beef. I don't even know how to get or cook the other meats. I'm eliminating coffee, which will be hard. Yeah, especially if you're drinking caffeinated coffee like most normal people do. I've just been decaf for a very long time, so this is funny. Jenny, lions eat hogs too on a regular basis, just saying. And that's true. And I heard from one of my commenters on something, I think it was when I was on Anita's live stream on Sunday, was talking about how Dr. Berry talks about how there's a lot of B1, vitamin B1 in pork, and how sometimes adding in some pork while you are doing lion can be helpful. So yeah, I mean, in theory, The whole thing with pork, though, conventional pork and conventional chicken, is some people can have inflammatory responses to them because of what they're fed. So if you're getting like organic, pigs that are fed really, really well, and not all the garbage that conventional pigs are fed, then sure, I think you could do that on Lion. But I'm gonna cut it because I only eat conventional pork for the most part. Like if I get a butcher box, I'll get some organic pork in there. But I'm not like typically buying that. So I want to try to eliminate as much inflammation as possible. And I'm curious to see if I experience any from the pork. Because like I said, I eat it every day. So I think what I'm going to do when I go back to normal carnivores, I think I'm going to start with just one pork item and try it for a day and then see how I feel. Because Anita was talking about how she's been eating a lot of pork and a lot of chicken recently, and she's been feeling a lot of inflammation. But she's also been, doing a lot of dairy-based recipes for her new cookbook that she's writing right now. So it could be that too. So it'll be interesting to see. It will be interesting to see. Coffee daily for 52 years. That's going to be the final boss. Yeah. And I'm not the carnivore police in that I think like, oh my God, you cannot drink coffee if you're doing carnivore. I very successfully have lost over 50 pounds and I drink black decaf coffee every single day. If I could tolerate dairy, I would put half and half in it every single day. But I can't. I can only do raw dairy, and that's expensive. I don't have it around often. But yeah, coffee, man. I don't know. Some people can do it all the time. Some people, it really messes them up. But I think it's worth it to try for 30 days. Give it a shot. See if you can do it. Anita from Ketogenic Woman, she cut coffee for the 60 days she did the Lion diet last year, and she has never reintroduced it, which is crazy to me, but who knows? I mean, it would be cheaper. I use Nespresso pods and they're expensive. So, all right. Can Lion diet be a metabolic reset? Can you do it for a few days? Yeah, for sure. Totally. If you wanted to, like, I just released a video right before we went on of a post-holiday reset, like how you can reset your body after the holidays or after whatever. You could do Lion for 3 to 7 days just to kind of get yourself back on track, the same way you would use like a sardine fast to do that. So yeah, 100%. I think so. All right. Question. I sleep poorly even with the typical recommendations. Do you have any great ideas? Oh, wow. I mean, yeah, I don't know if they're going to be anything beyond the typical recommendations though. So a lot of it starts in the morning, making sure you're getting up and getting that morning dawn sunlight into your eyes, and then making sure you're working on your circadian stuff all day. Like right now, I'm sitting in the most uncircadian lighting I ever could. I've got fluorescent lights above me. Any lights that are above you, they mimic the noon sun at all hours of the day. So you really want to limit those. I probably should be wearing blue light blocking glasses, but I don't really like them. I don't like the orange color. It distorts everything. And so I just don't ever wear them. And those are really the only ones that make any difference. So that sucks. But yeah, you can do that. Magnesium is helpful. I like to do exercise pretty early in the day. And I like to eat my last meal before the sun goes down. So in the winter, that's pretty early. That will not be the case tonight because I'm going to have a pork chop when I get home. We're trying to eat up a bunch of meat that's not beef and ruminants before Lion starts. Let's see, what else? I find with sleep, a lot of it is also stress related, anxiety related. And having some kind of like wind down ritual. If you can try to repeat the same thing every night and have it be like calm things like reading, journaling, taking a hot bath, things like that, that can be really helpful. I'm personally, I have issues with sleep too, because I have 4-year-old twins that refuse to go to sleep at night. They're driving me insane. They've been going to bed at like 10:30 or 11, and we cannot get them to go to sleep any earlier. They're crazy. But when they go to grandma and grandpa's, guess what? They're like, I want to go to sleep at 8:30, please. Let us go to sleep. Blah. With us, they're like, craziness. And with my Hashimoto's, I really need to be getting at like 8 to 9 hours of sleep per night. That's not happening. It's not happening. Plus, Max has been getting out of bed and crawling into bed with us. And he's doing it like during one of my REM cycles. So I don't even realize he's gotten into bed until it's almost time to wake up anyways. So I just let him stay there. But if I'm up and aware, I put him back to bed. Anyways, it's a lot. I'm not in a sleep season right now, but hopefully some of those tips help. That was a lot. All right, CJ Tacky, January 1st, beef, salt and water, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I love it. I never ate a lion before. What do lions taste like? That's a good question. I bet you they're really sinewy. I don't know. I don't feel like they have much fat on them. I have a Diet Dr. Pepper habit. My Lord, it is bad now. If it didn't exist, I'd be ginger ale zero. Yeah, no, I'm doing sea lion. And that's okay. You know what? I love zero sugar Barks root beer. I love, we call it CZCF, Coke Zero, caffeine-free Coke Zero, and Sprite Zero. You know, I don't seem to have an issue with any of those. And again, I'm not the carnivore police. So if you're, doing sea lion and having a Diet Dr. Pepper, is that really the end of the world? I don't know. I don't think so. Linda, I'm trying to get off Coke Zero. Yeah, that's a hard one. It's a hard one because they're delicious. Very, very delicious. I'm going to try Lion with, I think that was supposed to be butter the whole month with occasional sardines. I love that. That's a great plan. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm human too, guys. Like I am going to go into this with all, intentions of like no black coffee, no Sprite Zero, no butter, no pork. I'm going to try really hard. But, if a little bit of butter gets in, is that really the end of the world? I don't think so. I think it's going to be okay. Okay, I'm going to try Lion with y'all, but I'm going to wait until my kids head back home. I'll probably start next week. Smart. Yeah, I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to start on the 5th or the 1st. I feel like I should start on the 1st, just to be a good example. But I'm going to Vegas, and I really want to eat at a steakhouse. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, been carnivore since the 27th, but going full Lion tomorrow. Amazing. I love that. Question, have you explained why it's called the Lion Diet? I didn't name it. I have no idea why they call it the Lion Diet. I think it's just because, I don't know. I don't know where that came in. It's just been that way ever since I've been a carnivore. Carnivore Helix, new member. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That is awesome. And it really helps. It really does help with all the testing and data gathering stuff. The last experiment I did was $600 out of pocket. It was so fun though. I love N of 1 experiments. They're amazing. Got your beautiful new book for Christmas. I love it. That is awesome. Thank you so much. So many of you guys got it for Christmas, and I love that. CJ Tacky, also a new YouTube member. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. For anybody out there that just joined this live stream, you can become a YouTube member and help support the testing and data gathering that I do. I do a bunch of N of 1 experiments here on the channel, and I do lots of blood work, DEXA scans, continuous glucose monitoring, continuous ketone monitoring, manual ketone monitoring, and testing out lots of supplements and different things just to kind of see what they do. And this is a way that you can help support that data gathering that I do. Question, QQQ, in the Lion Diet, can you add tallow to your meat choice? Yeah, for sure. Tallow, I think, would be the primary fat that you would use during a Lion Diet experiment. It would just need to be a fat from the ruminant animals. So if you have fat from lamb, if you have fat from deer or whatever, there's not a lot of fat on them though. So tallow, I think tallow is going to be the best choice. John started at 367 pounds, now at 190. Wow, that's amazing. 12 years keto, 9 months carnivore, reversed diabetes, fatty liver, heart disease after, 5x bypass. No glasses needed anymore, and that's just the beginning. That's amazing. That's incredible, honestly. Great work losing all of that weight too. Wow. Hello, Jenny and friends. Hello, Terry. How are you? Okay, question. Do you plan on adding fat to your Lion or just the meat as it is? It's a good question. I'm probably going to just do the same thing I do during my normal carnivore and just use fat when I need it. So like if I'm frying up a steak in the cast iron, yeah, we'll do it in some tallow. But if I'm cooking something in the air fryer, I won't. I don't typically eat a ton of like extra fat. When I'm doing a parasite cleanse, the pills that I take have to go along with some fat. So I'll do like a tablespoon and a half of butter, but I'm not like eating butter every single day on carnivore. Sometimes I'll, want a bite. So I'll have a bite, or I have a stick of frozen butter a stick of butter in the freezer so I can have some frozen, because I like frozen butter sometimes. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to do there. Not too much. Not too much extra butter. Okay, I'm going to give Lion a try, full on, as it is supposed to be great for arthritis. Yes, yes. When I did BBB&E for 90 days, I gave up coffee for 60. I had no problem, but I really enjoy the taste of coffee. And see, at least you gave it up for 60 days, you reintroduced it, and you were fine. So, trust your body. If you feel okay, you feel good and you're thriving, I don't think it's that big of a deal to drink coffee. All right. Likely miss butter the most, though. Yeah, I cook with butter often. I'm going to miss eggs and pork and chicken wings. Those are my go-tos. Those are my go-tos. Hello, all. For me, I'm doing Lion as a dopamine fast. That's a great idea, especially after the holidays. We've been surrounded by cookies and desserts and all that stuff. And it's a good way to get your taste buds reset, to get your brain reset, your hormones reset. I love it. That is a great idea. Okay, I think this is referring to my minuscule amount of antibodies. Eliza Purist, 277.4. Yeah, it's amazing, because the highest my antibodies have ever been is 17. But my fatigue was devastating. And I feel like I've gone down a lot of rabbit holes, and I'm still doing a lot of research on this. Someday I'd like to write a book on it. But I feel like it's not, the Hashimoto's isn't the root. It's not the end all be all. I think I have like parasite and or candida issues. I had a C-section with the boys, and around 18 months is when I had my first Hashimoto's flare up. And I was completely normal before that. I mean, I was tired, but not like the way I was. My hair was like 30% of my hair fell out. And it kind of pops up, on and off. But I am so sensitive to gluten and like conventional dairy now. It's annoying, honestly. I used to be a very heavy beer drinker back in the day. Like, I drank beer every day. I tried to have a summer shandy, Leinenkugel summer shandy this summer. I got through half of it, and I had a headache, and I ended up feeling like I had a cold, like the flu, for about 2 days afterwards. My joints hurt, like almost instantaneously. I couldn't even finish it. I could only drink half of it. Insane. So I'm trying to kind of pinpoint what the heck is actually going on, because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of feeling this way. And yes, I am feeling better, definitely better than the worst I ever felt. But it just goes to show that your antibodies could be, on paper look really good, but you still have symptoms. So it's interesting. It's fascinating for sure. Here's a question. Been carnivore for 7 months now. Everything's better except for arthritis in my hands. Do you think dairy or eggs are my problem? 100% yes. Cut the dairy. I have a coaching client. We are working on getting her ketones up above a 2, because she's had arthritis, an autoimmune arthritis issue in her hands for like decades. And she's sick of it. She doesn't want to live that way anymore. And she is trying to figure out a way to get more fat into her diet. So she did a cup of heavy cream with some egg yolks to make like a baked, I don't know what it's called. I call it like an egg pudding, but something like that. And she did that 2 days in a row, and her arthritis swelled up to like triple the size. Like, her thumb was like huge from the heavy cream. 100% the heavy cream. If you're using conventional dairy, so liquid dairy and cheese, cut it immediately. Eggs, perhaps, but I think the dairy is, yeah, immediately cut that. I would. Eggs, I would say cut the dairy, give it a month. And then if you still have issues, maybe cut the eggs. You could maybe just do the egg yolks. But usually people, when they're having allergic reactions to things, it's from the whites. You could also try like exclusively pastured eggs. You could try duck eggs or things like that. Sometimes those aren't as allergy driving as chicken eggs. Okay. I crushed chicken wings for dinner. Line will be tough. Going to do just a week as a test. I love that. Yeah, that's okay. That's totally okay. I love chicken wings. They were on sale for 99 cents a pound like a month or two ago, and I bought so many. So many. I'm going to be cooking some tonight. My boys love chicken as well, so we're going to do that. We're going to do some pork chops. Got a steak, some leftover steak from yesterday. What else? I probably shouldn't eat much more, though. I had a huge chicken breast and a whole thing of uncured pepperoni like an hour before this because I was super hungry, so I don't know how hungry I'll be when I get home. Linda, so when you do the comment, #CompleteCarnivore, make sure it's all one word. Otherwise, my giveaway tool will not recognize it. So be sure to comment again, #CompleteCarnivore, all one word, and you will get there. Terry, glad to hear your dad is on the mend and doing good. Thank you. Yeah, me too. I'm very happy that he is doing great. Question, what does a typical day of eating currently pre-Lion look like for you? Great question. So today I had 4 eggs scrambled in about a tablespoon of butter. I had 4 or 5 pieces of bacon, and I had a sausage patty, Bob Evans sausage patty. I had 2 or 3 cups of black decaf coffee. And then I made my water. So I'm doing currently 20 ounces of water with 2 scoops of creatine, 1 packet of Element lemonade electrolytes, and 1 scoop of Dr. Boz's BHB ketones. And I mix that all together, drink that. Went to the gym. And then, let's see, I just had what is this? 12 ounces of chicken breast, a lemon pepper chicken breast from Trader Joe's. And I had a bag of, a bag of pepperoni, uncured pepperoni. And then when I get home tonight, I'll probably have a pork chop and a couple of chicken wings. It's probably all I'm going to have room for because I'm kind of full now. And that's it. Typically it's beef, pork, and chicken are my main. I'll throw in a can of sardines a couple times a week. And I eat the same thing on repeat over and over and over. This book has a ton of recipes, but honestly, you guys, I made these recipes for you. I'm so boring. I do not cook fancy recipes. These aren't fancy recipes, but I don't do a lot of variety. I'm incredibly boring on Carnivore. Hello, Jenny and everyone in the chat. Hello from Baja, Todos Santos, Mexico. Going carnivore in the new year, doing a fast first though. I love that. Yeah, a lot of people do fasting before they start like carnivore. I did not do that. I came from a very high carb way of eating. So, okay. Dr. Lisa is on Locals. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know why I thought she was on. You know what it is? It's because I was talking to her about it, and I think she was talking about going to Mighty Networks. That's why I have that in my brain. I love her. Dr. Lisa is amazing. Your live is the same time as Laura Speth. Oh, I did not know that. I love Laura. I wish Laura would come to Meat Stock. She needs to. I need to talk to Scott about that and get her here. Question, what's the best way to get your book? I'm in Mexico until February or March. That's a good question. So I don't know what the Amazon Stitch is in Mexico, but you could also do Kindle. There's a Kindle version. I believe it's like $13.99. You can download that immediately. And then you'll probably need a hard copy just because there's a lot to it. It's a 400-page book. The first 200 pages are a complete in-depth guide to the carnivore diet, troubleshooting chapter, monitoring your progress chapter with lots of blood work information, an entire chapter with frequently asked questions, a complete starter guide. There's so much in there. Then the second half of the book is 80 carnivore recipes. So I would say, yeah, do the Kindle version. That's going to be the fastest. Good evening. I want to try Lion for healing. Fairly new to carnivore. Shelly, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Kimber L, new to carnivore, is priming important, and can you explain what it looks like and for how long? Thanks. So priming is a thing that Bella and Steak and Butter Gang do a lot. I personally have never done it, but basically what it is you take 2 weeks or so and you eat a lot of food. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, carnivore foods. I mean, until you're like stuffed. And you do that for a week. And after that, you can start kind of like petering off a little bit. The idea is that you're refilling nutrients, you're resetting your hunger cues, your hormones, and things like that. And a lot of people swear by it. I personally have never done it, but I know people have done it and had success with it. I've known people that have done it and not had success with it too, though. That's not necessarily, what you need to do. But you can give it a try if you want to. Yeah, I would say check out some videos from Raymond Nazan and Bella, Steak and Butter Gal, because they have a ton of great videos on that method. Okay, I did a month with Dr. Lisa's New Community and Locals, but she's gone lower fat and more carbs. I didn't agree with that quitter group. Yeah, well, here's the thing. So she's been carnivore for 15 years. And it wasn't working for her anymore. So she had to make adjustments, and that's totally fine. You don't necessarily need to agree with everything, each person here on YouTube says. You need to figure out what works best for you. And I will tell you that I'm good friends with Dr. Lisa, and she put so much thought and experimentation into this. She was experimenting with different fat levels and different fat fasting, protein sparing modified fasting, water fasting, dry fasting, different exercise modalities, like all of this different stuff. And she finally figured out that she needed to add a little bit of carbohydrate in and lower the fat. That's okay. That's okay. My husband cannot do a high fat version of carnivore. He does a moderate fat version of carnivore. I personally also do a moderate fat version of carnivore, but you have to figure out what works best for you. And I agree, if that's not going to work for you, then I think, yes, definitely finding a group that more jives with your philosophy is good, because that's the whole point of community. You're supposed to find a group that you can, get along with. That's the best. Jenny, I made a few of your recipes over the holidays. Egg white wraps was a staple. Yeah, we love the egg white wraps for sure. Oh, do you store your tallow in the fridge or freezer or just in a cabinet? I store it in the fridge. But yeah, I think you can store it either way. I probably wouldn't freeze it because I like to have it, kind of tacky and ready to go. Guys, I'm going to do the drawing for the hashtag Complete Carnivore for the copy of my book here in about 3 minutes. So if you have not gotten your comment in hashtag Complete Carnivore, get it in so that you can join the giveaway. There's 42 people entered. You have a really good chance of winning this book. Really good chance. Melissa, greetings from Alaska. Sorry I'm late. I shall fill out a tardy slip. It's all good. It's all good. John, I've reversed my diabetes, but I still deal with hepatic insulin resistance. Did you have to deal with this, and what was your experience? Great question. So I personally have not, but I will say that my husband, we have had just a heck of a time dealing with his insulin resistance. Even now, it's still wacky. Like he'll do a long water fast every month. So 10 to 14 days. It's the only way we can get his blood sugar completely normalized, get his ketones way up. The minute he starts eating again, and I'm talking carnivore foods, not carbohydrates and lots of extra stuff. The minute he does that, his blood sugar goes back up. He has this weird curve. It's like here, like maybe like 90s to 100s. And then during the day, it inches up like this to like 130. And then it goes back down. It's very interesting. We think that it has to do with his remaining visceral fat that he has. He had 9 pounds of visceral fat. Now he has 3.8. So wow, progress is great. But also we have a ways to go. His blood work also, like his fasting glucose is good. His A1C has always been stellar, but it does not match the glucose when he's eating. His HSCRP, which is a systemic inflammation marker, is usually elevated, ferritin elevated, HDL in the gutter. Vitamin D has started going up. HDL has started going up a little tiny bit. So we still have some things to dial in. For him, we had to do a lower fat version of carnivore. So he does like, I don't know, 65% fat to 35% protein, more leaner cuts. He's not eating extra butter or anything like that. He needs to eat earlier in the day. And that's something we suck at. We're terrible at it because of the kids and just work and all this stuff. We need to get better at that. He really should stop eating by like 2 p.m. So perhaps that could be helpful. Berberine he uses, and exercise. So strength training and like zone 2 cardio have been really, really helpful for his. So yeah, that's that. Okay, you mentioned something in a recent live stream about labs and what you do to get the best results for a lipid panel. Okay, so I use ownyourlabs.com. I have them linked in the description. You can use code Jenny Mitich for 10% off. That is not an affiliate link. It's just a link to save you money. I'm friends with Dave Feldman, who owns the company, along with Siobhan Huggins. And I believe in the work that he's doing. So I try to get all the blood work I can get done, I get done there. There's some tests I can't get, certain like urine tests and different things that I do. And then I'll use like Ulta lab tests or walk-in labs. But Own Your Labs is my go-to. As far as getting the best results for a lipid panel, are you referring to like how you can manipulate your food intake in order to like drop your LDL cholesterol? I think you might be referring to the Feldman protocol, which is where you eat very, very high fat and high calorie for 3 days before a lipid panel. And you will see your triglycerides, total cholesterol, and LDL cholesterol drop. You'll see your HDL cholesterol go up. And if you're doing an advanced lipid panel, so like an NMR lipo profile, you would see your LDL particle number drop. You would see, I believe, the size drop. Lots of interesting things. Like for 85% of the population, when they do this experiment, it happens for them. I have a video where I did it. It was very interesting. So I think that's what you're referring to. But yeah, Own Your Labs is the best place to go. Let's do the drawing, and then we'll answer some more questions while we're waiting for the person to respond. You guys ready? Are you ready? Let's do the giveaway tool here. And share my screen. You know, I go into this and I'm like, oh, I'm going to share my screen. And I forget how to do it every single week. I'm pretty tech savvy. There we go. All right, guys, we're going to draw. Are you ready to rumble? Let's do this. Who is it going to be this week? Sandir.6988. Are you here? Are you here? If you're here, please let me know down below that you are here, okay? Let me know, because if you are not here, I'm going to give this book away to another person. Where in the heck was I? Oh my gosh, I lost that question. Keep going, keep going. There we go. No, I didn't lose it. It's right here. Sandir6988. Are you here? Are you here? Okay. Is the Lion diet good for weight loss as well? Yes. Lots of people, when they're doing Lion, they see some weight loss. I'm very curious to see if I'm going to lose any weight. Just received your new book last week. Enjoying reading it now. Also got one of the tasty air fryers to help cooking in January for going carnivore for the first time. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. I love my tasty air fryer. Love it. Let's see if they've answered. Sandir, they're here. Yay. So send me an email, mamamitich@gmail.com. Send me your address and I will send out the copy of your book. And we have a few more minutes, so I'm going to continue answering questions because we have time. Okay. We already did that one. Okay. Yeah, so we just covered that one. Maja Mama. MoMA. I'm not pronouncing this at all correctly. We talked about that one just a second ago. Okay. Whole Foods has a brand called True Story that's all heritage breed pork that's pasture fed. Love that. Hey, Terry, taking my union break to enjoy Jenny's show. I love you. I love you. What salt do you cover the beef in? So we have a few. We use Redmond's. We have Salty Provisions. We have some Baja Gold. I have so many different salts at home. My husband is doing it, so I don't know what he used. Question. Hubby has a family history of heart disease. Doctors are freaking out over his cholesterol because of this diet. They are very old school. Where can I go to learn more about what levels are safe? Great question. So I have a ton of blood work videos on my channel. I would also say Dr. Ovadia. He is a cardiovascular surgeon, and he has a lot of great information. He also eats a carnivore diet and recommends carnivore for many of his patients. Let me see. There's a lot of really good information over at like Low Carb USA on cardiovascular stuff. But just a quick, kind of rehash of the lipid panel. When I'm looking at a lipid panel, I look at triglycerides and HDL. I don't even look at LDL on its own unless I'm looking at a bunch of other markers. So triglycerides in general, you want them to be under 100 in US numbers. And for HDL, you want it to be above a 50 in US numbers. In my book, I have the international numbers as well. But I do not currently know those offhand because I'm tired. But that's kind of where you would want to go. But yeah, I have an entire playlist on blood work, probably like 30 videos, and I do different experiments and talk about different journal articles and all that kind of stuff, depending on the video. So I would say you could go there, but there's a ton of really, really good videos from like heart surgeons and cardiologists out there as well. All right. I was off coffee for 2 years while on carnivore, brought it back 6 months ago. In the end, I just missed the comfort of coffee. I feel like some things are worth keeping. It helps our sanity. Completely agree. Completely agree. I love my coffee. And it's not even for the caffeine because it's not waking me up. I just like the taste. Okay, I'm starting Lion. It will be beef and lamb. Looking forward to doing real clean carnivore. Do we need to take vitamin B1? I think you're going to be fine, especially if you're only doing it for a month. I already take a methylated B complex because I have an MTRR gene mutation and I don't methylate B vitamins very well. So I noticed in testing that my B12 and my folate levels were normal, but like low normal, even though I was eating a ton of red meat, a ton of meat. They had very high levels of B vitamins. I did not. Did the genetic testing and lo and behold, there's that issue. There's also, if you have an autoimmune condition like Hashimoto's, you aren't necessarily breaking down all of the food that you're eating into usable forms, like your gut is compromised. So it's good to be able to take a B just to cover you. So that's what I'm doing. I take my methylated B complex every single day. Okay, Carnivore Helix today marks the sea lion diet for me. I have to have sardines. Love you, Jenny. Love you too. And that's okay. There you go. Incandescent bulbs help get rid of the LED. That's a really great point. I have not yet doing that. I have not yet done that because I just haven't. QQQ, Jenny, what is your skincare routine? Your skin is glowing. Well, you're in luck. I just released an updated skincare routine video. It's probably like the 7th video on my YouTube page. I go through everything that I do. Everything that I do. So grandparents have the touch. Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. And I'm super, super jealous of it. How's my dad doing? Melissa, he's doing really, really well. Thank you for asking. I just saw him the other day and he is just thriving. His surgery was on the 27th. So, on the 17th. So what was that, 13 days ago? And he's just doing amazing. What do you suggest as the best cuts to get the fat to protein ratio right? Depends on what you're going for. If you're looking at a ribeye, that has almost a perfect 70% fat to 30% protein split. But yeah, just kind of depends on what are you going for? Like what's your ideal fat to protein ratio? All right, let me see if there's any more questions. Okay, I believe Michaela Peterson named it Lion Diet, only beef and water. Okay. I had a feeling that it was her or her dad, but What is dirty lion? It sounds a little naughty. Oh, it's just like if you're eating only ruminants, but you're also like eating chocolate or like drinking coffee or drinking Coke Zero or, adding things you shouldn't be. That's what I would call it. Been carnivore for 12 months now. Doctor took me off 2 BP meds and 2 blood sugar meds. I'm noticing dry skin lately. Any suggestions? I would say hydration. It could also be seasonal. Near us, it's winter, so I kind of get dry skin sometimes during this. You could use different, tallow moisturizers or things like that. I personally don't really use a lot of moisturizers on my skin anymore, just because I've eliminated a lot of fragrance as part of my Hashimoto's routine. But yeah, that's that. Erna Seaberry, new member. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. This is amazing. Thank you so much for your support, you guys. And it's 6 o'clock. So unfortunately, I cannot get to the rest of the questions, but don't worry. We are going to be meeting again on Tuesday next week. And don't forget to join Anita, Ketogenic Woman's live stream on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, because she is also doing Lion, and it will be a really great support system for you there. That will be on the 4th. And then mine again on Tuesday. So this was awesome. Thank you so much. Make sure to email me, Sandberry. Where is it? Yay. Make sure to email me there it is, Sandier. Make sure to email me so that I can send you this book tomorrow. And thank you all so much for another great live stream, and Happy New Year and happy World Carnivore Month. It's going to be awesome. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.